This is about to be the realest video you ever watched. I want to warn anybody that's watching this, please watch the whole thing. There's a lot of deep things going into this, but it's very heartfelt and it's trying to inspire and help many that I've seen out there struggling with some of this stuff. So lock in, it should be a great one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, before we get started, I'm going to have some of the three of my favorite things on display: NBA 2K, which is a video game, and the actual NBA playoff highlights, and some music highlights while I talk because I want to entertain you guys visually, but this is mostly an audio to break down gaming and try to give you perspective on how to grow, how to see things so that you can appreciate and expand who you are as a person, as a in your career in general with 2K. There's a lot of topics to get into and to go forward. Before we get started, I want to kind of give an overview of things and the reason why this video is being created. Basically, a lot of people throughout the years always talk about 2K. They get hyped. And then a couple months pass, 3 to 4 months, and then they start feeling like, I don't want to make content for this game. I don't like this game. Whether you're casual, not liking the game, whether you're a content creator, not liking making content for the game, or not liking the game, it happens a ton. And what's crazy, and the reason I'm bringing this up first, is that this isn't actually new, not for 2K, and also not for a lot of games. When it comes to other games, let's say Madden or any type of live service game that has annual content, the player base tends to get frustrated. They tend to get, for the most part, not every single game, but tons of games, people get frustrated. They feel like, oh, I don't know. I'm not interested. I don't want it. I don't like it. I'm not happy playing. I don't enjoy making content or whatever the complaint is. It's always there. And this is an unfortunate fact about all, not all, but most live service games. Now, this isn't true for tons, and I mean tons of single player, no season pass, no update type of games that will live on to be amazing. You got God of War, The Last of Us, and so much more that don't put out consistent seasonal passes and DLCs and none of that. And their fan base loves their games so much. It's a healthy 5 years later, it's more and more healthier and healthier. And the reason why I'm bringing these two together is for you to compare and understand the difference. Basically, you are an ungrateful player. You are an ungrateful content creator. You are a um, person who hasn't woken up to themselves and what they're doing. And that's hard. If you want to skip this video because I'm being too honest, then okay. But if you stick around, that means you're a wise person because you know that behind that, it's a double edged sword. I'm going to cut on the way in and heal on the way out. But the reason I bring this up is because DLC season passes aren't always good. And there's a lot of garbage half the time. And it's hard for a company to give you consistently something new, something different, right? It's like imagine if 2K is like, oh, by the way, season 3, we're gonna just completely change the dribble system. We're gonna change the shooting mechanics, all the controls, so that you guys won't complain that it's the same game. And that would never happen, right? And if it did, that'll be outrageous. But the point is, people kind of protest for that. It's like, oh, it's the same game. They just added new skins and they just added. And I'm not here to get mad at you for saying that, but you're a part of the problem. Okay. Because the facts are, it's impossible for a company to do that consistently unless they want to ruin their fan base even more by doing so. But hey, maybe you like that idea. Go ahead and leave it in the comments if you do. But the point is so now it's a tug of war between the content and the community. Every couple months, you get a new season pass, new rewards, new this. Oh my God, it's so amazing. Is it or is it not? And if it is, are you making it great? And so this is where a lot of people don't understand what it takes to wake up and say, you know what, this is as good as they can do. And maybe I don't want to support this anymore. Maybe I won't buy the battle pass no more. Maybe I won't spend, you know, 30 hours a week on this game. Maybe I'll stop playing it for a year or a couple months or at least a week so it can feel fresh again, right? Or I'm going to play differently. I'm going to make a different type of build for my career. I'm going to play my team, but I'm going to try different modes. I'm going to probably play offline, or maybe I'll just play head to head. Try something totally different, right? So let's just make believe this is the only game you have. And those are your options, switching up the play. And I do it all the time. So I switch it up all the time. Okay. And it's fun, to be honest. It's fun switching up your game, playing something totally new, something totally different, and having a good time with it. So I say that to say, take a self evaluation is what I meant to say. Look at yourself and then find out, okay, what do I need to do differently to enjoy myself? What I need to do to shake this up, right? If you're a casual, okay, well, maybe you don't want to be a casual. Maybe join a pro am team that are very sweaty and they're going to make you get better. And all of a sudden, you're in love with the game again because you're learning the mechanics and you're playing all these sets. And for me, basketball is just beautiful. So I love when I do play competitively and they're running sets, off ball, on ball stuff. And it's like, oh, yeah, let's do that. Hey, let's do a different defense also. Let's play zone. Let's play, whatever. Let's trap half court, something different. And it's fun for me. It's an exciting, interesting thing because I love basketball. As you're watching the highlights for the NBA playoffs 2024, I love ball. So I watched all these Knicks games because I'm a Knicks fan. But that being said, in 2K, I could just jump in casually and it be meaningless in my rec solo game, or like I said, join into a comp team. And so now let's step into the different conversation and the people who are watching that are content creators I appreciate you coming by. And I know your time and your energy is not easy. So anybody that does watch my content as a content creator, bless you, man. Because I know that it's very hard for me to keep up with anybody. I mean, like literally, even in real life, it's like my cousin's like, I got another kid. They're 4 years old. I'm like, oh, damn, really? You had one? I didn't talk to you that long. Where have you been? And I'm not saying that's happened, but that kind of thing does happen where it's like, oh, she had a kid 2 months ago. And I'm like, oh, wow, I haven't talked to them in a year and a half. Sorry about that. And so I get it. It's very difficult because maybe you're working full time. Maybe you are a full timer. But even as a full timer, you have to focus on your content, how to get better, how to improve, how to work on it. But what I got to say about the content creator side, and this is a tough pill to swallow, guys, and I don't mean to be harsh here, that you a lot of you tend to have this mentality that you're right and that everything you say should be the way things are. Just because you play the game a lot, because there's people in your comments telling you that they agree with you and that it's the only way. And it's not. And so you make yourself miserable by not enjoying what's in front of you. And it's like you have a lover that you meet and they're great and they're doing the best they can to be with you and treat you good and love you, but you're worried and you're complaining to them. You know what you need to do? You should fix your nose. You gotta get a bigger booty. Do some BBLs. Yo, can you yo, you know what? You gotta laugh more. Won't you fix your crooked teeth? And it's like, bro, have you talked about anything you liked about the lover that you love, supposedly love? And so we're watching the NBA playoffs, for example, and there's things I might not agree with. I'm into the more physical basketball. I'm into the more drive to the paint, get a dunk like that basketball, you know? But we have a 3-point focused NBA now. And I can't sit here and get mad. It is what it is. It's a new day. And, LeBron shooting from far, an example of like, okay, thanks, dude. Like, okay. And then he carried, but nobody's going to call it. That's fine. But this is the current state of basketball. I don't got to
love everything about it, but I love basketball, and it's an amazing. And this is one of my favorite years of NBA playoffs. It really is. It's just so many young superstars. You got Anthony Edwards, you got Shy. There's some dope people still in the playoffs right now as we speak on a second round, and hopefully they make it to the finals or something. Because I love seeing new cats come in and dominate against the vets that are our favorites, and some new legend gets made basically. So I say that to say, be realistic about your expectations and what is. And so 2K isn't perfect, and it's never going to be perfect, and it doesn't have everything we want, or it doesn't have everything you want or whoever wants. And if it gives me what I want, it's not going to give you what you want because everybody has different needs. So it's a very difficult task. The reason I bring that up is because creators follow the wave. They'll follow the wave. The community starts acting negative. They start making negative videos. That helps them get views. That keeps them going. Now they live in the mindset of like, this is a game. This game's terrible. And you'll see it after 3 to 4 months. You'll see the negative rotation of content creators. They start off with the game's the best. It's fun. It's amazing. And then 3 months, 4 months later, they start getting ridiculous. And this has nothing to do with the video game. This is real life. All right. So when you meet somebody, you're in the honeymoon phase, everything's perfect. Oh, I love them. They're so amazing. And then when you're together for a year or two, all of that dies down and now it gets real and real love kicks in. You really love someone, you work through the problems, you work through whatever issues you have or they have, and y'all figure it out together. You are not the problem. They are not the problem. The problem is there for you guys to work through and to fix, and it's separate. And that's where 2K content creators who supposedly like I would only want those that love basketball to play NBA 2K. I don't want you to make content for 2K and not love basketball. And the reason I say that is because there's a sad situation of people making content, forcing themselves and being miserable every day making that content, whether streamers or content creators. That is an unhealthy lifestyle. You don't want to live like that. You want to make content that excites you, that's interesting, and you're going to see more success doing that than this miserable mentality. So stop with all that fakeness and get real with yourself and find a way like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be making this. Let me go make some other type of content. Right? If that's what you got to do, go for it. And the truth is to talk about that one big thing. This is the reason why I made this video. There's been a lot of people always bringing this up every year that they want to stop making 2K content. And it's like, dude, you don't have to. And so, for example, you're seeing me right now. I put a little bit of 2K content. I put the NBA playoffs, and then you're gonna see music be my next visuals. Kendrick and Drake drama, because I decided on this channel, I'm like, I want to pull things that I love. I just want to start talking about different things on this channel, and basketball, aka NBA playoffs, and then 2K, as well as music and so much more. But those are like some of the two main loves, my first two loves. And so that's why I'm going to be doing that, to keep myself from trying to force things the way a lot of people do. And so I'm sorry to say it, but you got to stop being fake to yourselves. And, and that's why y'all see a lot of these creators raging on their streams, because they're playing 12 hours of something they don't enjoy. And it's like, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. And I get it. It's a job. Oh, you say that because you don't got to. No, I have been a content creator and I know what it's like depending on the finances for it. But I am smart enough to play different games. So you have to do the same. Force yourself out of that bubble that you live in. For example, I'm known for basketball, but I'm also known for Metal Gear Solid. And then I'm known for Apex Legends. All of these other games, esports stuff, I completely stopped doing them and people get upset. But it's like, bro, let me be. You're not living my life. And so that's when you wake up. And hopefully you guys can wake up out of that. And now I want to kind of generalize more of this topic because there's a lot of topics to get into. I would honestly do like a 2-hour video about this topic. I'm trying to speed through some of it to hopefully help you say, okay, yeah, he's really touching on things. And so shake it up, man. I'm going to put on this Kendrick Lamar and Drake drama video that I have here, but I want to talk about shaking it up. And what I mean by that is like, you got to realize your body physically, it literally physically cannot survive 16-hour days sitting down all day. You're gonna feel it when you're 50 or 40, and your body's gonna be like, "What are you doing to me?" And then you get older, and then it's like, "Oh, my body hurts." So stand up, go for a walk, do some exercise, touch grass, as they say. And it's not that I'm being silly or trolling about it. It's like legitimately breathing, getting actual air, and also just taking a break mentally. And that's going to help you with your enjoyment of the game. Because all of a sudden it's like missing your girlfriend. You went to work, you went to the gym, you played some basketball, you got home a little late. You just want to eat some food, curl up next to your girl, give her a kiss. Or give your boyfriend a kiss if you're a female listener. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's just honestly a beautiful feeling. And that's what you have to do for yourself when it comes to gaming. And so having that reality check with yourself and saying, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take my time and start stepping outside a little bit, not physically all the time, but just even mentally, And here's a couple of quick things that I do that I want to try to leave you guys with. And I should have put this at the beginning, right? But so first and foremost, I will shake up a game. If let's say I only had NBA 2K and I couldn't play all these other games like I do. I play a lot of other games, but if I could only play 2K, first and foremost, I'll shake it up. If I play my career a lot, and that's the main mode I love, I'm not only playing with my point guard, I'll pull out a center. It's a totally different play style. I gotta like focus on rebounds. I gotta focus on helping on the pick and rolls. I gotta help focus on stopping the drive. There's a lot of things you have to do as a center, and the point guard has never had to think about any of that. And so having those two positions are my two first builds because it gives me a variety in that game mode. And then, of course, making other type of builds, there's a lot of other ways to play. You can play a spot up, which is going to let you check your phone in the corner while you wait for the ball. But there's a lot of other ways to go. And then also there's other modes, man. There's other modes in this game, okay? Whether it's Pro-Am, Rec, you got 2s, 3s. You could even go to Handy Up if you got the bread. The theater always switching up their modes. And then the event stick pop up. And the reason I bring this up is because that's a lot of variety there. You're always trying to play, and it's the only game you have or love, then shake it up with that. And if you don't play other modes, then I don't know what to tell you, man, because you can easily jump on my team and play. Even if you don't have no bread, you could get some decent cards, you could get some different stuff and just have a good time trying to play with those characters, your favorite NBA players, legends, new players, all of it. It's all there waiting for you, And that's the same thing with other modes. And I was like, I don't like all of that. And whoever's watching this, there's people like, I don't like none of those modes. I only want to play one mode. And so, again, hey, man, just turn the game off. It's something I'll do. I'll watch a movie. I want to play 2K, though, not tonight, tomorrow. And all of a sudden, my anticipation, I was itching to play 2 hours before bed like I always do. Play a couple hours, and then I'll get offline and go to bed. That's honestly what I do a lot. I'll get into the Rec or somewhere, just solo, and just carry a team and then get off. But Sometimes I'm like, nah, let me just watch some TV show. X-Men 97 is a dope ass animated series. So go watch that. Come back eager 2 days later, like, damn, I haven't played in 3 days. You're gonna feel the difference a little bit. It's gonna be like, yeah, let me get in here. And so those are the things you gotta do. But the biggest tip, and this is a life tip, and this has nothing to do with 2K specifically, but it does. This is gratitude. Having the mindset every day when you wake up, damn, I get to live another day. Damn, look, I got whatever I got. I could be living in a shelter. That's fine. I'm alive and I got somewhere to be right now. And if I don't have somewhere to be, I got to work to get somewhere. It's an opportunity for me to be great and for me to do something for myself, be my own hero. Every single day, I got to be my own hero. I got to make my life better. I got to improve those around me. And so if I could do that, I bring that mentality to 2K, which is what I do. For example, I go into the rec at night. I make myself feel good. You know how? Because I go in there and I perform the best possible. I'm usually the best player in there on my team, and I'm helping them. Even if we're losing, you see me getting blocks, getting steals, rebounds, perfect passes, getting them open, shooting, scoring, making plays, doing everything, going all out every single game. And I tend to feel better knowing that, like, hey, man, I'm doing the best. And then I get on the mic and I'm like, yo, man, I got y'all. You got a good player right here. We're going to pop off, man. Just stick with me. And then I'll talk throughout the rec game, like, hey, man, look, man, don't give up. We're only down 5. Let's just play smart basketball. Yo, lock it up on defense. That's all we got to do. And I encourage my team, hey, man, you got to score 50. I'll tell whoever's hot. I'm like, yo, you got to score 50 for us. We're going to win this game, man. Keep shooting. I encourage them, even though I'd rather shoot, to be honest. But I say that even if they're missing, it's like, yo, you're going to make those, bro. Come on, get your shot together. Sometimes they suck, by the way. But they be selling me. But it also just helps me become better as a human because I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I know you're probably having a bad night. Maybe your internet sucks. Maybe you just not good. You don't really play the game. But I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to be the best I can for me to experience this and go to bed happy. And so you learn to do that. All this 2K stuff, all this content creation stuff is not going to bother you. And you're going to actually live a healthier life. And so make friends, man. Real life friends. People you can just talk with. People you could just hang out with. If somebody I could hang out with that I could just distract myself with for a couple hours, that is priceless. I don't care what we're doing. We just talking trash about the NBA or Drake or Kendrick. We could talk about whatever, but just a little vibe, chilling, build a friendship is gonna help you because it's distracting you. And then you come back to 2K with a little more like, all right, I missed this game. I haven't played in a week. Let me get in here. Let me get my flow back. Let me get into it. And if you're consistent with this game, like I was saying earlier, you got to learn to have that creativity to get in your bag because your content isn't about the game. It's about what you can offer to the games. So a lot of times creators are the best thing that happens to video games. And you have to have that type of mentality. You can't hope the game carries you. The game ain't there to carry you. It's there for you to create your content and carry your content. So I challenge you to be as great as possible, be the greatest you every single day that you can. And when you're having a bad day, say it. Let someone know and tell them, hey, man, I'm going to get it right. It's not so good today, but I'll be good. I'm going to get better tomorrow. And I guarantee, not like Chuck, though, not like Chuck, if you know who Charles Barkley is. But I guarantee you're going to live better, feel better, and be better. All right? Y'all stay blessed out there, man. I'll see y'all on the court. Peace.